Hey everybody, Don Vaughan at Right Now 2019. With me is Jaki Shelton Green, North Carolina Poet Laureate. Jaki, tell our viewers why poetry is important.
Well, for me, poetry has always been elemental to life. And I think that the more we tell our stories, the more we find where our poetry is located. And my poems are deeply located inside of story. So as the Poet Laureate, I spend a lot of time traveling the state, helping individuals and communities excavate their stories, excavate the poetry of their lives. And it's important because poetry is another way of holding who we are as people, our cultures, our histories, and I'm just so happy to be in a position to perpetuate that excitement.
Let me ask you, for beginning poets, what advice would you offer those who have a poem in mind or feel they want to try the genre? What advice can you offer folks fresh out?
Yes, is to write from the heart, to speak from the heart, to not shoot the messenger. We become over excited and over emphasizing of craft. But let's just get it out. Let's just write it, because we can always come back and execute what needs to be cleaned up, the editing. I think a lot of us have been taught to edit as we go, and I see that editing for a lot of people as they're writing the poem, they just totally miss the centrality and the essence of that poem. They kind of edit it, its purpose out.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I would say to write daily. And to think about our journals as bank accounts. So how do we use bank accounts? We're constantly making deposits and withdrawals. So if one who's a working writer does not have the time to write an entire poem in one setting, then write those few lines that are coming right then, put them, make a deposit into your journal, come back to it, make another deposit. And you eventually realize that you have money in the bank when you can say, okay, I have a weekend and I'm writing for 8 hours this weekend. But, the luxury of being able to write just consistently for not a lot of people doesn't exist. A lot of us are pinching time here and there. We're busy homemakers, or we have professional day-to-day jobs, but just collecting what's happening. I get spurts of poems in my dream world, and maybe only 2 or 3 lines come. But I store those lines. I tapped them somewhere, and that's my journal. So a few years ago, I took like 7 or 8 journals with me to Central America to a writer's retreat, and I came back with Breath of the Song, which is
wonderful.
Is one of my publications. But it was just a lot of random, what I thought were just random deposits, but there were lots of linkages from, journal to journal, from lines to lines, and I came back with a manuscript. So we can't always just sit down and write the whole poem, and sometimes we can. And the other thing, the advice I have, is to be very, very, very specific about editing. I'm big on editing and revision. Going back, some of my poems get 13 or 15 revisions before it's done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.